So, did you know that Japanese people pay more for less? It's crazy, right? Yeah. So, let's just dive into this, why this happens. It sounds strange. Why would anyone choose to pay more for a smaller portion for less space? So, well, it's not because, the Japanese people think differently than other people do. So, there's actually a very rational explanations behind people's mind. So, let's dive into it. And let's break it down to a couple of real life examples. So, first, take a look at vending machines or convenience stores in Japan. You'll often find a smaller and larger version of the same product with water bottles, for example. They're priced almost the same. So, okay, here's an example. I got some 2 bottles. They're empty. But, okay, if you go to a convenience store, this size, 500 milliliters, and this size, just 2 liters. So the difference is 4 times, but price is about the same at the convenience store. Sometimes the smaller one priced more, although the quantity is less. And it's very common to see this kind of situation. So if you visit Japan, go to a convenience store, check the water bottles, 2 liter and 500 milliliter, and see the price. You'll definitely find it. Okay. So this situation, you might think, oh, why wouldn't people just go to larger one since it's a better deal? I mean, the answer lies in the utility actually. So the utility is not about just more the better for just the quantity, because utility is something about the satisfaction. It's about happiness for the people that is consistent with different sorts of variables. So imagine on your way to work. So you're just kind of, on the way to work. So you kind of traveling on your train, have your backpack or some bag or anything like that. And you need a drink to carry with you. So the smaller bottle is much more convenient in that situation. It's lighter, easier to carry, absolutely, and fits better in your bag. I mean, this one fits better in your bag than compared to this. 2 liter. So sure, you could buy the large 2 liter bottle. I'm not going to stop you. But it's bulky and heavy, yeah, for sure. And the convenience of the smaller size just makes more sense for someone on the go. And imagine, if you're kind of don't bother carrying something big and heavy, and you got a kind of bigger bag, it doesn't matter. But imagine some ladies or whoever is traveling just wants to grab a little drink. Maybe she doesn't drink much, and this is enough. She doesn't want to hold this thing. So this is the situation. So even though you're paying almost the same price for the less product, you're actually maximizing the personal utility in such kind of situation. So and although the fact is, the seller actually knows your utility function, so that convenience store charges you more for less, right? Because they know that you are happier with less amount. So they higher the price for a less amount, and the price is gonna be same as the bigger one. Very smart. So this is what Japanese consumers value, the right size for the right moment. Now let's move on to some different example, which is about housing. In Japan, you'll often find that smaller homes or apartments in the prime locations are more expensive than larger ones and further away. Why is that? It's all about the proximity and convenience that people value at being close to stations, shops, and work. Because, to go to work, most people just, catch trains every day, and how much you walk, how long you walk to the stations is really a matter of your life that, kind of affects to your quality of life, basically. So it's really important. If you have experience, you definitely know what I'm talking about. Yeah. And also the grocery store, how close that is, it really impacts your life, basically. And because you don't drive, right? In remote locations in Japan, like outside of city, of course people do drive to get around everywhere, to work, to grocery stores, everything. But in basic city area related kind of peripherals areas, when it comes to that, the proximity should be very important, because people basically walk around, right? So back to that, 2-minute walk to the station is much more desirable than 20-minute ones. And even if it means living in a small space, it doesn't matter. The walking distance is higher, is important in value. So in many cases, newer buildings in good locations command higher price, even if they are tiny compared to the older, bigger ones. So while it may seem strange at first, paying more for less space can actually make much more sense when you consider about the value of convenience, proximity, and some other personal utility variables that matters. Don't forget, that actually the people selling actually knows how this people's utility would work, and they price exactly the amount they would pay for it. So that's the kind of market going on. So what do you think? Does this change your perspective? Why Japanese people might pay more for less? Let me know in the comment sections.